Hello there, gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour. We've got a whole bunch of toy to talk about. We've got a whole bunch of toys to talk about. You know what, I'm not going to edit that. Let's talk about it. The toy. I've been doing this too long. Kicking things off, McFarlane have showed a preview image of their Kyoro something Demon Slayer figure. And I'm sorry, it's anime. It's a character from Demon Slayer. You know, I mean, does it really matter if I know the name? Because if you want it, you're gonna know the name of it. Because why would you want something you don't know the name of? And if you don't know the name of it, then you're probably not that fussed. So yeah, there you go. Wow. Am I just phoning this in now? I hope not. Because I love doing this. Maybe I'm getting a little too nonchalant. I got to be careful because other people are doing very good news shows right now. You see, Articulated Ninja, his news show's really fun. I got to stop resting on my laurels. That's bad. Let me take a look. What is this guy actually called? Okay, look. He's the Kyojuro Rengoku 7-inch scale figure from Demon Slayer. Launches for pre-order tomorrow at selected retailers. There you go. That's newsing properly. Okay, now we have something that I actually do know about. SH Figure Arts have shown a little preview image, well, actual preview figures, not just images, real physical, tangible things at a recent toy convention, more from their Berserk line. And this is deadly. Because I thought it might just be Griffith and Guts, but it looks like we're getting more, and I'm absolutely going to have to buy them. First of all, we got one of the big bads of the series, Nosferatu Zod. This dude is an apostle, so this is like his more human form. He can actually transform into like a giant, one-horned minotaur winged creature. Oh my goodness, if they made that, it would cost a fortune, because that thing is huge. But his more human form here, it looks really cool. What's interesting is I can't work out how the shoulders are articulated, because you can see, like, it's an action figure. You know, it's got joints in the elbows, you can see, but I can't see what's going on with the shoulders there. I'm going to be interested to see that in, you know, more pictures and stuff, because I can't work out what type of joints they are. I think they're probably just the dumbbell type pegs, and just because they're folded down, you can't really see too much. That's the only problem I have with figure arts, is the dumbbell shoulders. When you lift them up, you just have a huge, big, ugly, empty dumbbell sticking out there. It looks really bad. That's why, like, with the Guts up on my shelf, I got to have his arms kind of by his side, because as soon as he's looking up, it looks bad. It's a real shame, because I love Berserk, so I'm going to want these figures. And Nosferatu Zod, if he's big and chonky, he'll fit the bill. And then the complete opposite, we got Shirke, who is just... I assume her name is pronounced Shirke. It's a funny one. But she's one of Guts' companions. And this is like the complete polar opposite of the grim goriness of Berserk. Just the super cute little anime princess wizard we've got here. She looks adorable. The character's adorable, and this is a cool character. She's like a glass cannon. She's this tiny little frail girl, but she has like the magic power of a crazy Saruman type character. So that's a really cool one. I'm gonna have to pick her up. No release dates or anything, just these little previews here. But honestly, they look really good. I think I'm going to be all in on this line. Also, I can see some cloth goods on Shirke as well. That's nice, man. SH Figure Arts, even with your ugly dumbbell joints, I'm still kind of into this. We got quite a few Tamashii Nations reveals. Also, they've got the Rebel Moon figures here. Rebel Moon has been getting a lot of press and hype, coming onto Netflix soon, kind of a Star Wars movie that's not a Star Wars movie. And, I mean, the visuals look interesting. Is it actually going to be a good movie? I don't know. That's what we're going to have to find out. I'm skeptical and dubious, just because whenever something is overhyped to a certain extent, you know, you kind of think like, hang on, is something rotten in Denmark here? But I'm willing to be impressed, and these figures look really nice. Hopefully, they're going to be figures of awesome characters that we all learn to love through this, I was going to say show, but it's like a 2-part movie. That's the case, isn't it? I think so. Regardless, like, this dude here with the sci-fi armor and antlers, yeah, the design's pretty cool. Let's see if the film lives up to it. And we're also getting Tony Kaku. My only question is, am I going to put this guy in the thumbnail? I mean, I put a lot of TNA and cosplay in the thumbnails. It's only fair that I kind of mix things up a little bit. This guy is, I think, famous for doing like Britain's Got Talent or America's Got Talent type talent shows. Can I say talent one more time? Talent. And his talent is that he is wearing underwear. Don't worry. He's not naked, he's wearing underwear, but then he strikes all these different poses that are hilarious in that they cover up the underwear, and you think, oh my goodness, that guy's naked. We haven't really evolved much as a species, have we? But nonetheless, if you love this dude and his not naked, don't worry, I'm wearing underwear act, then you can immortalize him on your shelf with this figure here. For all you LEGO fans out there, coming out just in time for Christmas, we got the Orient Express. And at first I was like, oh, is this like the Hogwarts Express or a Doctor Who? No, this is just a straight up Orient Express. I'm so used to LEGO being based off of a film or franchise or something, and I was like, oh, what's the gimmick here? But no gimmick, it's just the Orient Express, and honestly, it looks really nice. I've got my two LEGO sets, the Daily Bugle and the Home Alone house, and I loved putting those together. Such a satisfying thing to do, making Legos. I love them. But this, I don't need that because, oh my goodness, we've run out of space here at Model Behaviour Towers. We've reached maximum capacity, but if you haven't and you enjoy your Legos, this is going to be, well, it's got all the different prices and different currencies, but around about $250, give or take, depending on what currency you're using. But yeah, it does look very pretty. This is kind of cool. 86 Toys are doing these kind of containment display cases for 1/12 scale action figures. They can kind of be whatever you want them to be. Is this like a telepod that someone's teleported into? Is it a cryostasis chamber? It can be whatever you want it to be, really. But just as a basic display base, it looks really nice. It's really pretty. Got the little light up functions there as well. Going to be available towards the end of this year. Going for, I'm not sure about the price. I was about to just roll on in there, and then I was like, oh no, wait, I don't have a price. So I don't know. I'm going to have to look that one up. But if you want a standalone, bespoke display base for just one particular figure, this is the one to go for, because I gotta say, yes, of course, these are promotional pictures. They're all lit up and, made to look as nice as possible, but genuinely, it's a nice little touch. For the action figure collector who has everything, you can have a little bit of extra everything to go with the rest of your everything. These are kind of fun. SH Figure Arts still throwing more images at us, this time with their Masked Rider figures. Masked Rider absolutely dominate the shelves over here. Just thousands of these different characters, all kind of variations of this buggy kind of superhero look. This guy just reminds me of Rain from Mortal Kombat, little purple rain action going on here. I gotta say though, even though I'm not a Masked Rider person, seeing them all displayed together, it does look cool. Like, they're cool, fun designs. I was just never a Masked Rider person, but if you are, then SH Figure Arts are going to be ensuring that you're going to be eating pretty well, because my goodness, they ain't slowing down, and there's a whole lot more to come as well. They're also doing Naruto. I just say there because, it's SH Figure Arts. That's what we're really covering today, it feels like. But yeah, Naruto is getting their shine, and these figures look really pretty. I guess the animated style really lends itself to SH Figure Arts because it's just bright and big and bold, and you can pretty much perfectly recreate what is on the screen. Boom. In three-dimensional action figure form. I don't know these characters besides Naruto himself there, I guess. I assume that's Naruto. Although there's two of them. Are there two Narutos, or are they just having two action figures there? I don't know. I'm not an anime guy. But if you are, then these might make you very happy. And not content with just the Japanese franchises, SH Figure Arts are also adding to their Spider-Verse display with a pretty freaking awesome looking Spider-Punk. I gots to say, this guy looks really nice. And they're doing like the full gamut with Spider-Verse, because we got Spider-Gwen. I got Spider-Gwen behind me there. They got Miles as well, who's terrific. We got Spider-Man 2099 coming out very soon. You can see him on display there too. And they're doing one of the most visually interesting characters in Spider-Punk there. I wasn't a big fan of Spider-Verse 2. I've said my piece on that, but a lot of the designs were really cool, and I did love the different aesthetics. And Spider-Punk having this wonderfully jaggedy kind of 1980s British punk rock kind of style, it It was cool. It was very cool. I gotta wonder if they're going to give him an unmasked face, though. I hope so, because the unmasked head, like, it's a real striking design they went for with just the hair and the look. Like, it was really cool. So hopefully they will include that. But just all the details on his guitar, everything going on here, the different paintwork and whatnot, it's a really cool looking figure. So if you didn't want to get the Marvel Legends one, then you can go a little extra high end, and yeah, you see like all the little details on the boots, the laces, all that kind of stuff. It's a good looking figure. I mean, look, Gwen and Miles, they look very impressed. So does Spider-Man 2099. I'm a little tempted, but I don't think I need him. I thought, do I need Spider-Man 2099? Nah, he's a nice to have, but not a need to have. None. And I say that because, I mean, you know, SH Figure Arts, they ain't cheap. So you gotta really want them. But this thing here, this looks like a good example. A real good example of what they do. I kind of ran out of words there. My brain was buffering. And speaking of Miguel O'Hara from Spider-Verse, we got the full image reveals here of the SH Figure Arts figure with his big glorious cape. I'd like it if it was a shorter cape. I think that a Spider character with like a full-on Superman style cape, that don't work for me, dog. I do love the regular Spider-Man 2099 kind of tattered cape. That looks cool, but a big flowing regal cape, that just never looks good to my eye. What does look good to my eye, though, are these pictures here. This looks so much better than the previous ones that I just showed, like, you know, just the little amateur shots, the professional shots here, really showing off all the detail, the lines, the paneling, like the circuitry in his costume. You know, I was just saying, I like the look of him, but I don't need him. Maybe I do. Definitely with the mask on, though. Not fond of that face sculpt. Granted, it's kind of reminiscent of how he does look in the film. It was an unusual kind of art style, but nah, that's a face only a mother could love. So we'll keep the mask on with this guy. But yeah, I think, looking at these pictures, they might have swayed me. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this guy, and to be honest, that's a rule I'm going with recently. If you're on the fence, it means you probably don't need him. So you know what? Maybe that decision is made. However, I can still look at the pictures and go, yeah, that is a good-looking Spider-Man 2099. More Saint Seiya figures. I was so glad that when I looked at these kind of characters originally and told you guys, I got nothing, I don't know what this is. A whole bunch of people in the comments were like, yo, Dave, this is Saint Seiya. They're a really big thing. They do this, they do that. And it's so interesting to like see that things that have never crossed my radar before, ever, actually have like huge big followings that I'm just totally unaware of. So it's kind of cool to know about these little niches and little veins of interest that people really have. And I gotta say, I mean, these look pretty spectacular. I've seen these on display in huge big window displays in the Tamashii Nation stores in Denden Town, and they do look very visually impressive. I love all the metallic paint that's going on there. They just look so shiny and pretty, and you know, that just instantly appeals to me. Shiny and pretty, that'll do nicely. It's not something I'm going to get into, but I can stand back and go, yeah, those are some good looking action figures right there. Diamond Select have just shown off some prototype renders of their upcoming Invincible figures. We've got a few already, and now they're doing some of the more side characters. Sometimes I forget the names, but there's Rexplode, there's the Mauler twins, I remember those guys there. And Diamond Select, I think that their style actually lends itself quite well to the animation style of Invincible, because it's very kind of big and bold, and that's somewhere where I think Diamond Select can kind of really lean into that. Because the original Invincible figures, they looked pretty good, and these ones, it looks like they're going to slide up very nicely right next to them. And I'm thinking the Mauler twins, they're going to be big. They're going to be big and chunky because, you know, Diamond Select are already sort of 7-inch scale. So those guys, they're going to be pretty big and hulking, but honestly, that's what they need to be. So yeah, I think Select, they might just nail these. Hopefully we'll get some more color images soon. Another Kamen Rider figure, this time Valvard, I want to say, which is, I think, the name that I literally looked at 2 seconds ago, but now it's off my screen. I'm going to say Valvard. And if you know that's right, then that's great, because you already know the character. And if you don't know that's wrong, then who cares? I am infallible on this channel. I just wanted to cover this guy, though, because there's a whole bunch of figures that I can't go over all of them. But this dude here with the purple aesthetic, like, I just think it looks really cool. I really like the look of it. It's just a random action figure. If I saw him like super cheap and thought, yeah, you're a cool looking Cosmic Legion space sci-fi assassin type character, I kind of dig that. And then there's also this guy here with the bow and arrow. I don't know who he is, but he just came up in the gallery and I wanted to pretend that I was expecting him. I wasn't, because now we're going back to the purple guy, so I don't know how bow and arrow dude snuck in there. Nonetheless though, purple sci-fi warrior samurai sword guy, yeah, he looks kind of cool. Super 7 have a nice little display image of their upcoming classic retro G.I. Joe figures. And let me see if I can actually not embarrass myself by getting these right. Okay, so from top left, we got one of the Dreadnoks. Buzzsaw? I think that's Buzzsaw. Is that a chainsaw in his hand? There you go. Then Crimson Guard. Then Scuba Joe. Followed by Barbecue. And then on the bottom, of course, we got Cobra Commander and not Duke. Oh, what's the other guy? Cliff. Phil. No, I know. Not Duke. Oh, it's gone. Oh, that's so annoying, because he's like the main guy. Okay, forget it. I'm not a great G.I. Joe person. I'm not... Okay. What am I great at? I don't know. My ignorance is showing on this episode. It's not Duke. No, it's gone. Regardless, though, if you're a G.I. Joe fan and you like Super 7 and the small little O-ring classic sort of characters, these aren't O-ring, but they harken back to the old 80s ones. Then this one's for you. What's his name? I've just got Duke stuck in my head. I know that's not it. Or is it? Is that Duke? And the guy with the beret's Flint? Maybe that's it. Okay, I'll Google it later. McFarlane have shown the full reveal images of their Kingspawn with Minions figures. How much is a Minion worth to you? I don't know, but this whole pack together is $50, which feels quite expensive. I saw $50 and I was like, ooh, yikes! That's just quite a lot of cash there. Having said that, I do like the Minions. They look kind of stupid and dumb, but fun. Fun, stupid, and dumb. And hey, if that's not model behavior, I don't know what is. With the Spawn Mega figures, often I find like after a year or so, you tend to find them a little bit cheaper. Because yeah, like I said, $50 feels like a lot. But as an overall package, again with these little gremlin minions, I do kind of love them. They remind me of like the little demon things from Friday the 13th Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, where like they're dragging him down to hell when he gets stabbed by the dagger. That's a garbage movie. Anyway, that's what they remind me of. And this little set here, it's a fun looking set, but it just feels a little bit expensive to me. But hey, you know me. I'm a discerning man. I know what I like and what I like to pay for. And McFarlane, you gotta lower that price a little bit for me. That's what I'm saying. Higher Toys have shown some preview images of their King Ghidorah figure, and this, yeah, it does look very, very pretty indeed. Don't have a price, but I'm guessing probably like $100, I would have thought. But again, we'll have full price details hopefully pretty soon. But just as a three-headed giant gold dragon goes, you can't really go too far wrong with that. Just looking at this, my brain instantly just goes to the King Ghidorah meme where people compare like three things together. You have like a cool one and a cool one and then a goofy one. You know the one I'm talking about. But yeah, this looks really nice. Here there's no goofy faces, just badass, scary looking dragon faces. I dig it. I don't need it, but I appreciate cool things when I see them. And this qualifies as a very cool thing. And in their continued effort to beat a dead horse, or more likely, like, fulfill contractual obligations, SH Figure Arts are showing off their Flash and Aquaman figures. God bless you. God bless you if you're a fan of the DCEU and you want to get your hands on these. I just feel like these are 2, 3, 4, 5 years, like, too late for the general sort of population. I mean, does anyone want a DCEU Flash figure anymore? Maybe you do. Maybe I'm being a dick. I'm trying not to be a dick, but maybe, you know, sometimes I just open my mouth and my opinion comes out and I'm like, oh, this is what everyone thinks. And people are like, no, Dave, it's not actually what everyone thinks. So if you are out there and you see like these Flash and Aquaman figures and you're like, yes, finally, I can get my classic DCEU characters on my shelf, well then, hey, that's awesome, man, and I'm happy for you. I just feel like the DCEU, like, that's done now. Bring on Superman Legacy or whatever it is. It's time to start afresh. Arise, tarnished. Yes, the amount of times I heard that while playing Elden Ring. I was bad at Elden Ring. Probably got about 60-70% of the way through, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this now. But you can get this tarnished figure from SH Figure Arts as well. Again, these are all things that were shown at the big display convention thingamabob they were doing. I don't know where it was or when it was, but I do know we got a lot of cool pictures from it. And this tarnished, like, that does look very, very pretty with this great gold armor, the soft goods cape as well. It looks like a cool figure. I'm not sure if I want to be reminded of the amount of times that I slammed my head against a brick wall playing Elden Ring, but yes, a part of me still wants to go back and play it again because, dang it, I reckon I could break through this time. I don't know, the problem is that game is such a massive time suck, I don't have the time. But I'd kind of like to because it was a banging game, and also this figure, it looks like a pretty cool figure too. Spiro Toys, who did the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures that came out earlier this year, they're going into samurais, and this looks really cool. Bushido, Samurai and Folklore. Does exactly what it says on the tin. I love this kind of imagery. Like this feudal Japan, Edo period samurai type stuff. Oh my goodness. These look really pretty. The Animal Warriors of the Kingdom were super popular. I know a lot of people... I think, was it a Kickstarter? I think it was a Kickstarter. Regardless, however you got hold of them, everyone who did was just singing their praises. I know Jay Hernandez was a big fan of those. I think maybe D Amazing did a few reviews as well. And the quality that you can see from these renders here, and again, they are just renders, but it paints a very positive looking approach that we're getting here. So this is one I'm going to watch very, very closely because I think like just a badass sort of 1/12 scale samurai, yeah, he could go with anything. Whether he's like a time display samurai in the future, or you've got like a medieval type display, or just anything. That's he's going to look good. Wherever you put him, he's going to look good. A whole bunch of companies are doing Tekken figures recently, and SH Figure Arts are no exception. And they might just be the best ones too, because we got these two here. One of them's Jin Kazama, I think, and yeah, I forgot the name right there. Which one was it? I'm so bad with Tekken. Yeah, I don't I don't have the names, but yeah, one's Jin Kazama. I know that much, but the Tekken lore is crazy, and it's very, very hard to keep up. They're both members of the Heihachi family, Zaibatsu family. Again, I'm embarrassing myself by throwing out names that I can't remember. Basically, they're good guys who are actually pretty bad. That's what's kind of fun with Tekken. Like, even the protagonists want to dominate the world, so it's kind of fun. And yeah, these guys in their sort of classic Yakuza kind of suits and the trench coats and whatnot, they look really cool, actually. So I kind of want to catch up on Tekken lore, because Tekken 8's coming out soon, and I might want to dive into that. So I know the game and the story are going to be bonkers, and I'm kind of here for it. So yeah, might find myself getting pulled into Tekken now as well. And honestly, I'm okay with that. For those of you who were late to the party with NECA Gargoyles, don't worry, because there's a Disney Shop 2-pack that's coming out with Goliath and Desdemona together. So you can get 2 for 1. Well, I say 2 for 1. Two for the price of 2, but in one package. So convenient. And we've covered these characters before in previous episodes on their individual releases. They're beautiful. The NECA Gargoyles are just a fantastic line of action figures. They really have nailed these characters. I'm kind of glad that I couldn't get these in the UK, because it means that I never, got down that rabbit hole, and I would have ended up spending a lot of money, because yeah, the work that they've done with these guys, they just look so good. Very, very impressed with these. So yeah, you're going to be able to pick these up eventually. They're not a Disney exclusive. They are at Best Buy and other places as well. They haven't gone live for pre-order yet, but they will do soon. So keep checking the websites and see when they come up. Saurozoic Warriors Wave 2. I had to say that before I forget it. Boss Fight Studios have just shown off some new deco images here of their anthropomorphic dino warriors, available for pre-order at Boss Fight Studios' website. You can just give them a Google and get the link there. And I mean, these just look like straight out of the 80s, out of your 1980s kids' toy box. They're hearkening to a certain little specific nostalgia angle, but you know what? They hit it, and they hit it hard. Boss Fight Studios, this ain't their first rodeo. They know what they're doing, and they're doing it well. So yeah, if you want some classic 1980s, 1990s looking, but with modern kind of tooling, Saurozoic. Oh, lots of big words here. That causes me to struggle. But if you like the look of these things, is what I'm saying, then you can get them over at the Boss Fight Studios website. Or at least pre-order them. And honestly, I can see why you'd want to, because they look pretty awesome. A few more images from McFarlane. I won't linger on these too much because we've been covering Captain Carrot and his zoo crew quite a bit on the channel. But you can see just like more of the nice gold label, la-di-da type packaging. Actually, is that gold label? Well, I can't remember. I can't see what it says on there. But it's a slightly more high-end package. But also, as part of this kind of wave or offering, you've got the full translucent Green Lantern Batman there as well. So if you don't like the normal colors, you can have him full on just glowing translucent effect there, which really, I mean, it's striking, certainly. But and then also you got this kind of green Superman as well, and I don't know the deal with that. I don't know why he's green. Is it a kryptonite thing? I genuinely couldn't say, or is it just glow in the dark? I don't know. Superman and Krypto, but they're green. They remind me of that episode of The Real Ghostbusters that's set right after the first movie, where they throw their costumes that are covered in marshmallow, like, in the garbage, and then they take on the form of, like, evil green Ghostbusters. Anyone else remember that episode? That was a banger. Regardless, that's what that reminds me of. So, yeah, these are a couple of McFarlane variants you can get, but, hey, I can't really tell you more than that. I don't know, do you want a green Superman? Maybe someone does. If you do, let me know, and I'm happy for you that you can get him. I don't like the look of him. Since we're going so hard with SH figure arts and whatnot and all the Japanese lines this episode, I thought I would just show you a cool little display that I saw while I was out on my travels. This is a full Godzilla timeline, which I just thought was so freaking cool. I had no idea that literally every version and iteration of Godzilla has been made by figure arts, and honestly, each one that I was looking at, I was like, oh wow, these just get better and better. My favorite sort of Godzilla design is the 1990s kind of Godzilla. I forget, is it the Heisei era or the Showa era? I forget. My eras I get confused with, but 1990s Godzilla, late 80s, early 90s. That's my favorite until now. Because you can see right at the end, we've got the Godzilla -1 design. And genuinely, that looks like the most badass, awesome Godzilla I've ever seen. I thought the legendary Godzilla was okay, but he was always a bit thick, a bit fat around the body, I felt. Whereas this Godzilla is like big and hulking, but also sleek and kind of terrifying, with the insanely jagged back spikes on there as well. He looks so mean. And all of the reviews of Godzilla -1 coming out are like, this movie's perfection. So I'm so excited to see this. And just seeing this full Godzilla display in the shop window, oh, that got the Godzilla juices flowing. So yeah, that's coming out in just a couple of weeks' time. And believe me, whether it's in Japanese with subtitles or no subtitles, I'm just going to have to watch it and do my best with my very bad Japanese. It doesn't matter, because it's Godzilla. I'm going to go see it day one, and I think it's going to be amazing. And these figures, these also look amazing. Valerse have shown images of their Legend of the White Dragon 2-pack. It's going to be $60, available at Valerse.com. And this looks really, really cool. So Legend of the White Dragon, from what I understand, it's like an unofficial Power Rangers movie, which of course is based around Jason David Frank's White Ranger. So what a lovely kind of tribute for him this 2-pack is going to be. And it's Valerse, so you know what the quality is going to be like. It's going to be really good from my previous experience. And I'm so used to Valerse doing, militaristic type figures. So seeing them do something more kind of fantasy oriented, that's kind of cool. So, I'm not a huge... I like Power Rangers, but never so much that I was like, oh, I have to get these spin-offs and whatnot. But for someone who is a big Power Rangers fan, especially as a nice kind of Jason David Frank kind of tribute as well, this looks like a really, really good set. So, yeah, go over to Valerse, check it out, maybe put down a pre-order even. Because again, with a price like this, it's kind of decent. 2 different figures, very kind of, original sculpting and everything that goes into these. Yeah, I like the look of it. Nice job, Valerse. I think you kind of nailed it with this one. Storm Collectibles just can't get enough King of the Fighters, and here I am still waiting for my Streets of Rage Blaze. But if you're a King of the Fighters fan, then you're eating very well. We got K coming out. Don't know who he is, but he looks very, very Japanesey anime King of the Fighters type aesthetic. So more of the same, basically. But hey, look, the lights are on and burning brightly for the masses, it would seem, because King of the Fighters is just getting so much representation from Storm Collectibles. They must be selling a lot of action figures. I guess the Streets of Rage fanboys, we're not coming out in force. Although, I gotta say, it was very cool watching AEW the other day, where Brian Cage came out as Axel Stone. Streets of Cage! Gotta love it. That's a little deep cut Streets of Rage reference in pro wrestling. I love it when my 2 little worlds come together. Also, Brian Cage, dude's a beast. I love that guy. Anyway, we're not talking about him. We're talking about this. So if you're a King of the Fighters fan, well, this one's going to be for you. Over in Cosplay Corner, we're going to take a look at NG Knight, who was recommended to me by a friend of the show. And one of the main kind of components as to what she does is that everything is handmade by her. And I gotta give credit where it's due. I mean, hey, look, so some of the things, it doesn't look like it would have taken too long to make, because there's not a lot of material there. Of course, I jest. But yeah, these look like some phenomenal cosplays. Really, really great stuff. A little bit of a mixture between kind of your classic superhero cosplay and just some straight up kind of lingerie glamour type shots. And you know what? I got time for that. I'm absolutely fine with a little mix of these 2 different genres. You know what? They're 2 great tastes that taste great together. So yeah, go check her out. I mean, she has 1 million followers, so you know what? She's doing okay. But then when you look at what she does and her output, you're like, okay, I get why you got 1 million followers. You're doing some great stuff here. So yeah. Oh, actually, having said that, also check out classic goth rogue from, what was it Wolverine and the X-Men? I forget which show it was, but that's a really cool one. I've not seen classic goth rogue in cosplay form for, well, ever, possibly. So yeah, go. Oh wait, actually, also, what else? I saw pixelated Lara Croft. I like that. Okay, that's kind of fun. 1996 Lara Croft right there. I see what you're doing there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, go and check out Engine Knight is her name. She's doing some fun stuff. And over in Custom Corner, we have X-Men.Legends. Holy potatoes. Only 5,000 followers. This guy needs more, or deserves more, because he doesn't just do amazing X-Men customs. He does the full box and everything. Like, how cool is this? The graphics that he's put onto this, the way he's put them together, like this is so awesome. I was blown away when I saw this here. And he's done so many of them. The only problem with this guy's page is that he reminds you like how many figures are still out there that you still desperately want and we're not getting, and it's like, oh man, why can't we get more figures like this? If he starts doing more Spider-Man characters, whew, I'm going to be hooked on this page. I mean, look at that Madeline Pryor. Dang it. The road not taken by Hasbro, but absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I cannot recommend. And got the sexy Havoc version as well. That's so much fun. But really, it's not just the figures, but it's the boxes that he does too. That's the coolest stuff right there. I love that it's the full package. I could look at these all day, but I don't have time to do that because I'm doing this channel. So instead, you can go and look at them all day, because dang it, that would be time well spent. X-Men.Legends. This guy, absolutely killing it. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the stories covered? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then dang it, you know what you gotta do. You gotta hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Those are 3 different buttons. That would be 1 button. That doesn't make any sense. You know what? I'm very tired. And it's only 9:30. This is going to be a long day. But gang, however you want to support the show, whether it's by hitting the thumbs up or even going over to patreon.com, supporting the channel that way, or getting a YouTube channel membership, it genuinely means the world. Helps keep the lights on and gives me a chance to make these videos. So thank you so much for that. And until next time, I gotta go have breakfast. Keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee. Big time coffee.